Yep. Say it.
Hard Body Anti Productions.
Guys, first off, I want to say is thank you to the ones that have been listening to my podcast. This is my 5th one. You feel me? I'm just getting started, and this is only the beginning. And first of all, well, I already said first of all, but let's get right into it. So I'm sure you clicked on this podcast because you've seen the title, and I know the title sounds a little crazy, but I mean, you know, I'm a person who I believe a lot. I don't believe anything. I do believe anything is possible. I do believe that if whatever you want to do, you just do it. You know, if you put emotion into it and you really feel it in the body that you're saying this is for you. I think you should do it. You know, and that's exactly how I did what I did in the past. You know, and I'm just here to either elaborate or educate. You know, and I hope whoever watches this gets something out of this podcast because again, I definitely did get a Division II scholarship without prior experience. When I mean prior experience, I mean prior experience going into JUCO and stuff. I never played football varsity junior, senior year, none of that. I didn't do none of that. I was doing something else. Excuse me. But yeah, so I wasn't really a football player like that before I started going to junior college. But this is, I don't know, I think this podcast is going to be a good one because it's literally like a story. And I don't know if I should say people's names, but it would definitely make it, if you know me and you know where I'm from, it would definitely make the story a little bit more interesting, I guess. But I remember, for me, how I got into the football part, first of all, what really kind of made me go to DVC at first, because in high school, I wasn't really as big as I am now. I was 250, 260 or whatever, and basically when I got out of high school, I was 18, 19 years old or whatever. I think I was I was 18. I remember I was 18 years old. No, I was 19. I take that back. I was 19 years old, graduated from high school. I was working at Water Road, I remember, and I don't, you feel me? I don't want to say, I'm not going to say anyone's names, but I remember I was working there, and I remember this dude that I knew, he played football at Clay Valley. He was working with me and shit, and he would always tell me bro, you really need to go out there and play football at DVC, you feel me? And he would say that. I remember the first time he said it to me, I kind of brushed it off. I was like, you feel me? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just working, and you feel me? It was my first job or whatever, summer job or whatever. But and I remember as I was working there, he would the next week or something. It was either I think it was the next shift or something. The next day I was working there, he said it again. He was telling me how he works and then he goes to practice after, and he also goes to class and stuff in the morning. And I was like, that's a tough schedule. You feel me? I wasn't used to hearing that coming out of high school. I mean, I am. Don't get me wrong. I was a student athlete in high school too. Just wasn't a football player. But yeah, when he told me that, I was kind of scared of it a little bit. I'll be honest. I was kind of scared of the work and scared of the grind a little bit. But he would just keep saying it to me. And then I think after he was saying it to me, I came across another person. I think he invited me actually to hoop somewhere, somewhere in Antioch. It was just pickup basketball. It was crazy because it was some people there. It was some athletes there that played in the league, but they were hooping. It was crazy. It was a nice pickup game. I fucked with it. But I remember I was there, and even when I was there, someone asked me you play football and shit. I was like, no. They was like, what? That's crazy. Type shit. It was you feel me? Some Antioch boys. You know what I'm saying? And I remember they were basically harassing me you need to go out there. I remember that, and ever since people would harass me about it, and you know what I'm saying, and people would just, it would always be in my air, and people would just push it on me and stuff, especially when I got out of high school. It was just bro, you need to try to do this or whatever, bro. And yeah, let me see something real quick. And yeah, you need to do this or whatever. People would always say this to me. They would harass me about it or whatever. And I didn't know nothing about, I'm not gonna say I didn't know nothing about football, but it just wasn't something I was a fan of, you feel me? I was more into basketball and making and acting. I was into drama. I was a drama kid, you feel me? I was into that, and yeah. And so basically, like, after I would get harassed so many times, I eventually, went to Diablo Valley College eventually. And it wasn't even just the fact that people were saying it to me. I kind of just had a reality look at my life, and it was just like, I mean, I am just working a job, and like, it's giving me minimum money, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I think I was making like 10 or 11 an hour, and that was when minimum wage was like 10 or 11 an hour or whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy how far we've come, because now in California, it's like almost 20, but I know it's probably still 15, whatever. But anyways, I just looked at my reality and I was like, maybe I should do this, you never know. And then, you know what I'm saying, I like to dream and stuff, and I just had like a vision in my head of me doing it, because, and then it's funny, the first thing I did, I remember after, right before I actually went to DVC on some funny shit, I remember I was like, cause I'm 19 years old, I'm 6'5", I'm like probably like 305, you feel me? And I gained like 50 pounds after high school. Big boy, yeah, I'm big. I started Googling like, what is the average size of an offensive lineman in the NFL, or a lineman, basically, because that's what they would tell me, like, you should play lineman or whatever. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, so I'm bigger than the average height, you feel me? So I was like, okay, the average height is like 6'4" or something like that, 6'3" or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm bigger than the average height, which is a plus, I guess. And or if not, I am average height, you feel me? And then I started looking at the average height in the NBA. I was like, damn, like, I'm not far from that either. So I was like, maybe, I was just thinking, just because of the size I had, you feel me? I was like, maybe I should go out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, like, why not just try something, like, excuse my language for saying the F word, but like, why not just go out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm big enough and it's probably possible. Like, I've had athletic history, so I was just like, why not? I was open to it, very open to it. And yeah, so I just went out there to DVC, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say it was hard. It wasn't hard at first, but it was just like, it was definitely adversity, and it was getting used to a lot of new things. It was definitely like, the first year I would say I went out there was probably the best year. It was like 2016. That was probably the best year I think I went out there. And that 2016 team was like different, because I actually stayed at DVC for like 3 years. It was different because, I don't know, I just feel like when I was there in 2016, I feel like everybody was the same height as me. Like, it was crazy. I remember like both the DNs on the team were like 6'5", 6'6", like white boys. Like, one was from like, the coolest part too is that when I first came to DVC in 2016, there was like a lot of foreigners from different countries playing football. So like, we had a starting DN from like Finland, like we had an American like white boy, he was from like Antioch or something, starting DN like 6'6". It was crazy. And like for me, like I didn't like, I don't know, like I'm 6'5", I'm big, I was big or whatever at the time, and I don't know why I'm just slow for that. I didn't think like everybody would be like as big as me. But I'm not saying everyone out there was as big as me, but like there was at least like probably 20 people out there that were at least like maybe 20 to 10 people. I'll say like not 20, that's probably pushing a little bit. But there was at least like 10 of us that were like at least 6'5". And that was the first time I ever like really seen like more than like, you feel me, like 10 people like the same height as me or taller. Because I had teammates taller than me that year too. I remember the starting left tackle, he was like 6'7". Like, it was cool to me. Like, I'm like, okay, so like maybe I do belong here, you know what I'm saying? Once I kind of noticed that on my first days being out there, I was like, man, this is exactly where I need to be. And when I noticed, and like, I don't know, not just the size of everyone made me fall in love with the environment, but it was just like how everybody was cool and we were all men, and like, it was just a place where I could be like myself, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to hold in like who I really was, you feel me, playing football. Like I guess everyone, you know what I'm saying, we all get hit in the head playing football, so like, I don't know, like, it was like, I just fit in, like, and I loved the environment, absolutely loved the environment. I love that, you feel me, that football players continuously lift weights, and that was one thing that, because I was out of shape, you feel me, I gained 50 pounds, I wasn't big like that, I was smaller, and like at the time, I'm bigger now though, of course, obviously, but at the time, it was just like, I don't know what to say, it was just so fulfilling because it was just way better than going to work to me, you know what I'm saying? And I know I had to listen, I had a coach, you have a manager, boss, whatever, but for me, it was just like, I don't know, I fell in love with the fact that I was an athlete, and like, I don't know, it was just, And it was just, I just seen like I had a vision that was possible. I looked at, when I looked at my size and stuff and how big I was, and I was like, man, maybe it's possible that I can actually do something with this. And I never thought it would take me as far as it did, because again, I had no prior experience. I did not play football in high school. But anyways, that first year I got there though, I was not good at all. I'm not gonna say I wasn't good at all, but I really wasn't that good. I was still getting used to it. Maybe I might have been a little bit scared to hit a little bit, but that was just because I didn't play football before. But and I will be honest, my first year when I was at DVC, I knew I was big, but at the same time, I didn't know how big I really was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know, like, bro, like, you could really like run these people over, like, no question, like, you know what I'm saying? And it took me a minute to get used to that, because I didn't know how to. And I definitely didn't know how to. I had bad form. I used to just try to like run people with my arms straight. I didn't know that you're just supposed to hit it, and like you don't want to extend your arms, because that's just, you never do that when you're trying to run block. And I used to do that a lot because I always thought I was longer than someone, and that worked. And it definitely worked sometimes, but it definitely didn't work against a better D lineman, you know. And it was just a lot of me getting used to it. In the 2016 year, I didn't have it like that at all. But I did play like 4 games, and I think I started 2. One of those games I started, I would just say I only started just because the person who started over me, you know what I'm saying, had a problem. But besides that, it was cool. It was a cool experience, and like I love the game. I just love the game of football. Like, I don't know, like I don't love to watch it at all. I'm not a super big NFL fan at all, because I try to like stay away from entertainment and stuff like that. I try to stay away from stuff that'll slow you down. I don't know, I look at it as low-key the Matrix a little bit, but it is cool. The NFL's the dope as fuck, but I don't know, it gets rigged a lot. But yeah, I forgot what I was even talking about. But anyways, yeah, let me just skip that 2016 year. 2017 year, I was actually ineligible. I'm not gonna lie, I was ineligible. I don't remember what it was, but I think I did not pass this one math class, and I think I needed to pass it. I think it was, I don't remember what it was. I think I didn't pass math, and there was another class I didn't pass. But yeah, for some reason, like, I just wasn't always the greatest student. It took me a while to get used to being a good student, because I was always like focused on other things. When I was like 19, 20, I had a lot of distractions that I had a lot of distractions, and I had very low boundaries, almost to none boundaries, outside of just the fact that, oh, I need to go to practice, or I need to go to class every once in a while. But anyways, yeah, I was just distracted. I wasn't really focused on anything. I was just thinking the fact that I was big, like everything was just gonna be easy, and that wasn't really the fact. And I was ineligible in that year, and that year I actually gained like a lot of weight too. I actually gained back, that year I was actually the weight I am now, on some crazy shit, and excuse my language, on some crazy, and yeah, I gained my weight. I went from because that year I played in 2016, I think I was like 330, and then when the year I was ineligible, I was depressed, whatever. It's weak, depression, weak. I was like 370 or whatever, pushing 370. I remember, 2017 year, like I was just a big boy that year, because I was just mad at the fact that I was ineligible, and I thought it was just gonna mess up the future of the fact that I was trying to get out of DVC, and I was just thinking too hard about it. I remember, and I was just gaining weight, eating and stuff. I wasn't doing nothing that 2017 year. I didn't even show my face to DVC. I didn't even, I didn't do none of that. Like, what? I didn't show my face. I didn't go to none of the games. I was just like, I'm not gonna come back here until I know I can get on that field and go crazy. And so basically, let me just go back to the 2018 year. 2018 comes around, and let me think. This year was unique too. I love that year, because that was the year where it was like, I was there in the summer a little bit in 2017, and then I stopped when I was ineligible, and I still had, like, you know what I'm saying, 2016 and 2017 year experience going into the 2018 year. And the 2018 year is when I don't know, like, I had a different coach that year, and I was older. I was you feel me? Well, I was like 21. I was 21 my second year at JUCO or whatever, and that coach, he really like helped my game. You feel me? Because I was always like I've always been a person that could take like criticism, and I like to inhale information, and I like to, I need to know something. I want to learn, because I don't know anything. You feel me? I'm dumb. I don't even know what I'm doing behind this camera right now. But anyways, I had a good coach that year, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that I had a bad coach in 2016, 17, even though I didn't really play in 17. But 2018, we had a coach that year that he absolutely like changed my life. I'm not gonna lie. His name is Coach Garcia, coach at DVC, but he absolutely changed my life. He turned me into a lineman. Like, I don't know how to say it. He taught me how to, he taught us hand placement. He told me that, you know what I'm saying, the feet were the most important thing. And it was just crazy because that was all we worked on. Mostly was the feet. He was like, your feet are going to get you where you need to go. And we're all big. So, you know, and I don't know, he was just a good coach. The way he coached it, I learned the game like fast when he was coaching, because he was also there when I was in 2017 going out there too, but I eventually stopped. But 2018, when I came around and I learned from him, that was when I learned how big I really was. It was kind of weird because like I learned how to run, I learned how to like pull, and I learned how to, you know, swing the gate, and I learned how to like sit, you know what I'm saying? I learned how to move my hands and not, you know what I'm saying, not though, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to try to extend my arms and stuff instead of like, you know what I'm saying, pass pro and all that. And yeah, and once I learned that and like I started like with certain things and like he started teaching us techniques, it was over. Like that was one of my best years of my life ever, 2018, only because the fact that it was a vengeance year. I was coming in, you know, hungry because of what I did in the past. And on top of that, I just had something to prove, like to my, not to anyone, but to myself, because it was my dream off rip. Like I didn't go out there in 2016 for no reason. Like I went out there because the simple fact was like I could see myself going to college for free. Like I could do that, like for real. Like I could do that, like for real. I just believed in myself. And in 2018 year, you feel me? We didn't play a full season, I remember, but it was cut short for sure. I think we were supposed to play like 10 games in JUCO, and I think we only played like 9 or something because of the fires. I remember there was a lot of fires in California that year. But yeah, 2018 year, that was the year where I was like, okay, like that, like I was kicked in more. I was more emotional that year. And I wasn't playing games. I was ready for anything that year. And basically that year, I remember that year was crazy because again, I had no experience before the 2 years I came in, but for some reason that year, I started that year. I was I don't remember what position I started at. It might have been right guard because that was another thing. When I first came to DVC, I used to play tackle because I was taller or whatever. But like for some reason, when Coach Garcia seen me, he seen a vision in me. He was like, "You're gonna play guard." I was like, what? And now for some reason was being pussy about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest. I don't give a fuck. I have nothing to hide. I was being pussy about that. And the reason why is because I was always not trying to go against someone that was like maybe stronger than me, or because you know what I'm saying, you playing in that middle, it get greasy in that middle. You feel me? Nothing's perfect in the middle. Like no play is perfect. Sometimes it is when you're going crazy, but I was just for some reason scared to play in the middle. I don't know why. But anyways, eventually I had to do it, and like for some reason I fell in love with the guard. That was when 2018 year was the year I loved football. But I also played tackle too though, but I was mainly a guard because the tackle I played with that year, I had to play left guard sometimes and right guard because you feel me, I don't know, my coach was like to switch it up. It wasn't bad though, everyone played. But anyways, the right tackle I played with that year, I think he went Division I for sure. Both of the tackles I played with that year, both went Division I. And we were in my line that year in 2018, damn, I keep touching this, it's in the way. The line I had in 2018, we were all like 6'5" except for our center. But yeah, I think we were all like about 6'5", 6'4" and up at least, I remember. But yeah, majority of, I think like my coach that year sent out like 4 or 5 linemen that year. That's pretty good if you ask me. But yeah, basically he went D1, left tackle went D1. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I played with a good line that year. And like that year, like I said, like that was when I figured when I played guard, and like he taught me how, and I was playing inside. I fell in love with it because I love to pull and I love to run block. Because run block, I felt like, I don't know, that was like run block, I could be a bully in that, and like I could really try to like really like hit, you know what I'm saying? I love that hit shit, you know what I'm saying? But like I liked when I miss guard, because guard, you feel me, I'm in that 3-point stance, and it's like I love the 3-point stance because I'm ready to charge at it, excuse me. you know, I got that passion in me, but like a little bit, but not. Because you in that 3-point stance and you feel me, you just ready to just hit, you ready to just go straight, you feel me? And I used to love run plays, screen plays as a guard. I used to love them because I used to love hitting in an open field. And playing in 2018, it gave me the opportunity to do all that because I started that year. And I was playing every position except for center. I played left tackle some games, left guard, right tackle. And I'll say my favorite was probably either left guard or right guard, but I'm gonna say right guard because I like to get nasty. I like to really get nasty in that motherfucker. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I like to really tink like every snap. You know, for me, with another thing, excuse me, getting ahead of myself. Another thing that held on to me that year or two was I remember at that interview or whatever, when Marshawn Lynch or whatever, that I think I seen on it 30 for 30, he was like, run through a motherfucking face mask over and over and over. I wouldn't know, when I heard him say that, I was like, oh my mama, I'm finna do that like this whole season, bro. Like, I don't care what happens. You feel me? Like, don't care, bro. Like, I just want to hit something. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know if that's masculine or something, but I just need to, like, you feel me? I need to get physical. Like, I love to get physical. Like, at that year, I used to not be a physical person. But when I started playing football at DVC, I used to love getting physical. Like, I want to, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I need to hit, you feel me? And, yeah, in 2018 year, I remember that year I was cool. I knew I was smooth because, like, not smooth or whatever. I'm not saying I'm good or anything, because I wasn't really that good. I wasn't, you feel me? I came into DVC, unexperienced. I was 19 years old or whatever, to going on 20 basically, and yeah. But anyways, what I was gonna say was the second game of the season, I remember I had an offer, like a Division II scholarship. I don't remember the name of the school, but the coach called me. It was weird, and I don't know the name of this podcast is how I got a Division II scholarship. And I mean, I'm probably not even gonna name it that now, honestly, because I've gone too deep. I'm 20 minutes deep, and I'm all of a sudden saying it. But anyways, who knows? I might keep it. But basically, I was just going hard. Like, I don't know. For me, I think it was kind of my size a little bit. I don't know. I'm not saying size matters. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of tough for me to really believe that size matters because I've seen some crazy things happen. But also, there is that saying where they say bigger's better, and that's another part. And that type of word right there, bigger's better, because that is true, I guess. Bigger's better. To me, that makes it seem like size does matter in a way, but I don't mean to say size matters like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect the short kings and queens in this world, like, no question. Like, not everyone in this world is big, and I know that. You feel me? Even though that doesn't even matter, we're all unique in our own way, regardless. You feel me? So you are who you are, and yeah. But yeah, I don't know if it was the size or if it was the fact that I was hungry. Like, I don't know if it was the fact that they heard I was ineligible in 2017 and like, or I was fresh or something. I don't know what it was, but maybe I just had a great coach that year, put in a good word for me and stuff. And again, when Coach Dar was there, it was great because Dar was just known for just sending his players out. Like, there was a lot of players I remember that I played with in 2016 too that had offers like Rhode Island and like some crazy little Rice. Like some crazy offers, and then like I remember like the year after when I was back out there or whatever, they were like they didn't want to play anymore. They just wanted to get into the work. They just wanted to get in their career and work or whatever. I'm like, damn, these schools could go to like schools that offer money. Like, you get free everything, free clothes. Like, you don't even gotta go shopping. Probably you could just probably wear all the gear. Honestly, like wear a hoodie, a fucking university hoodie, and university sweats every day to class. I actually did that at school one year. But yeah. I made this smoothie. I put blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, and bananas. But yeah, the second game I had an offer, and then I remember when the season was over, I remember I created this crazy email. It was like a picture of me. It was my height, weight, all that. I had my huddle mixtape from JUCO on there, on the link. And it was just an email that I would send out like 50 of them to like all the assistant coaches, not the head coach, because the head coach, he has like probably 1,000 emails every 2 days or something like that. Head coaches are really busy. That's why they have all these people underneath him, you feel me? Because he's managing like over 100 people. But anyways, I would email all the assistant coaches and the GAs and whatever, and basically they would be the ones that you can get offers from, or whatever, the ones that you recruit. You know what I'm saying? And then another way how I was really going crazy with the getting my name out there with no experience or whatever. Twitter, I don't know if Twitter still works, it's 2024, but when I was playing at JUCO, Twitter was how you really got a scholarship. I don't know how, but coaches would just, if a coach followed you on Twitter, it was like almost like you knew something was coming. Like you knew either a message or something was coming. Like, can I get your number? Something was coming. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's how it was for me, at least I should say. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a different experience. But I was on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I had a clean profile, you know what I'm saying? I had the football picture. I had the huddle mixtape, you know what I'm saying? I did not tweet anything because you know what I'm saying? I was, at the time, I was, you know what I'm saying, I'm an athlete, you know what I'm saying? I had to keep my slate clean, keep my, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? And basically, I would just expose myself like that. I would even follow coaches. They don't all follow you back, you know what I'm saying? If they, you know, I would look up tweets too. I would go in the search bar like schools that need alignment, you know what I'm saying? I would use things like that or whatever. And I would literally at coaches, at GAs, and there was also recruiting pages too. And I was also ranked on some crazy shit. I was ranked, I don't know how I was ranked, but I was a 2-star lineman on this one website, and I was ranked like a top 300, a top 100 offensive lineman in California, JUCO or something like that, and I was like at the bottom of the list. But I had a teammate that was at the top. But I don't even know how I made that list, honestly. But I might be saying some BS right now, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, because I remember. But Twitter would be going crazy. I would be emailing coaches. And on top of that, I went to a good football program, DVC. Coach Dar, he used to really get scholarships. So like, he would always have like coaches would hit him up. Like he was been coaching for more than 20 years. So 20 years of coaching, you're gonna have a lot of people on that contact list. That contact list is gonna get big. And he had great contacts and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. JUCO was like better than university, if you ask me. But yeah, how I got the D2 scholarship, I remember. I just got a follow. I think they literally just followed me on Twitter. But I think before they followed me on Twitter, I think they got in contact with my coach for sure. And my coach kind of brought me up. And I remember the school that I got an offer from, that I committed to, was Angelo State. And I remember the GPA requirement for me, I think it was like a 2.2, nothing too crazy. And I definitely had a 2.2. And they offered me, I remember they tagged me on Twitter. I think they followed me on Twitter. It was one of the assistant coaches. He wasn't the head coach. But eventually they all followed me or whatever. And, they basically offered me my visit or whatever, and it was crazy. I remember when I got that visit, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe this is happening. I was crazy excited because, again, I was like, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this. I turned nothing into something. Like, I remember going out there at DVC, like, I had nothing. Like, I had no football skill, nothing. I had bad cleats. Like, I had free cleats from the school. It was just like, I don't know. It was a great experience. I learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, being around a lot of men and stuff, and a lot of hard, you know what I'm saying, wired men. Like, I learned a lot. It changed me a lot for sure from what I was in high school. And, I remember, they offered me that visit, and I remember I flew to Texas, and the rest was history. They showed me the school. The visit was probably the best shit ever, I ain't gonna lie, because they fly you out. They bring you to a hotel or whatever, right? You wake up the next day, and all of a sudden, you feel me, they pick you up, whatever, you feel me? And for me, they put me in this big golf cart. I remember, I'll never forget this. They put me in this big golf cart with all the coaches, and like, they were just driving around the school, showing me everything. It was nice. What they did for me was really nice. I'll never forget them. Like, I love Angelo State for that. Absolutely love. They gave me the greatest experience, one of the greatest experiences at that moment in my life. I don't think it was my greatest experience, but that was like golden. Like, I loved it. Basically, they would drive me around the cart. You know what I'm saying? I had my little pass, my little recruiting pass. You feel me, with the Mario Williams, Apple Valley College, Concord, California, whatever. That shit was crazy. And I remember they showed me the locker room. Locker room looked crazy, whatever. The field was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Them schools in Texas, them football fields are crazy. I won't lie. Like, it looked like I don't know how to explain it, but it was crazy. Everything was crazy to me. It was because, you feel me, I'm in Texas, I'm from California. They take football serious out there. They had a nice weight room, nice looking people there. And I remember at the end of the visit, they had me in the room. They showed me the scholarship or whatever, and they showed me how they're gonna put me in an apartment, whatever, with like 4 roommates or whatever. And and I remember I said I don't know, but in my head I was like, I can't resist this. Like, I just couldn't resist it. It was just too good to be true on the visit. I ain't gonna lie. And that's how they get you too. I won't lie. That is how they try to get you. You feel me? Because like, don't let that visit shit be like, like you don't let it force you into the decision. Even though I made my decision on my visit somewhat, like, don't let that shit force you when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna show the cream on the cake, and then like when you get there, it's no cream on the cake anymore. Like, it's actually like it was what it was, but it's like there's still like undertones to it and shit. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. I don't know, I look at everything as a game, you know? But anyways, that visit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I met a lot of people. I ain't gonna lie. When I met the players too, another thing that made me want to go to the school too was meeting the players. And like, the coaches, they made me actually kick it with them. Like, I had to go outside of being with the coaches, and like I had to go with like the players that show you around, and I kicked it with like a couple of the players, whatever. I remember, and I don't know, for some reason off rip, I was like, I liked them. I liked a group of them, because you're not gonna fuck with everyone. I'm like, I love the team, but there was always like a person on the team that was like I either envied or I don't know. I don't really hate anyone, and I don't really try to dislike people, because I've always been like a solo person. I don't really have friends like that. So, but there was always a person I know that like envied or like hate, like, you know what I'm saying, low key like disliked or whatever. But it's like, I'm not friends with everyone. Like, that's not what I do. And yeah, like, it's just, and at the same time, even though we're on the same team, you're still competing for everyone. But no, when I met this certain group of guys, though, I for some reason liked them, and they actually eventually became my friends. Like, the only people I rocked with when I eventually started going to the school, and like I fucked with them tough. And it's crazy because when I met all the people that played like offensive line, like at that school, like it was at least 20 people 6'5" that played offensive line. That was like another crazy thing for me that I didn't expect, because I didn't really know much about college football. Everything that I was doing, even in JUCO, was still all new to me. I was still getting used to everything. But yeah, like when everyone was like 6'5", and I was like low key like average on the team, like as in height wise kind of, but not really. I was still big. Like, I was still one of like the top 3 biggest players on the team type shit, because I was like kind of 6'6" or whatever. And but yeah, there was a lot of people that were like 6'6", 6'5". I even had the dude that I fucked with the most, 6'8". I kind of like, you feel me? I was the homie. 6'4" freshman, 6'5" freshman, like, and they're all benching like 285 and up. Like, Texas football was crazy. I loved it. I loved how passionate that state was for the game, because coming from California, I felt the same way. But it was probably for me, it was probably because it was new, and it was something new and something that I became good at, you feel me, maybe in a short amount of time. But I don't know, like I don't know, for me, I just loved it. And like, the fact that I could physically do it, even though it was physically demanding, like, I just loved the pressure, and like, I don't know, but I just felt like the game was for me. Like, when I eventually, like, after the first couple like practice games or whatever, and I don't know, I just adapted to it fast a little bit. And so basically, yeah, I went to that school in Texas. I loved it, the weight room, and it was hard work too. Like, we're getting up at 5 a.m. We're getting up at 4 a.m. to go to weights at 5. I take that back. So it was crazy, I won't lie. But yeah, that's basically what happened and how I got out of DBC and stuff. I loved it. Me going to DBC, me personally, that was like no question probably one of the best decisions I made as a young man in my early 20s. That was probably one of the best things I did, for sure. It could have been a waste of time, but I don't regret anything I did with that, because it showed me America a little bit. I traveled, you know what I'm saying? And I lived in different states, and I appreciate all of it. I appreciate all of it. I love that moment in my life, without a doubt. And and I just want to say, with that being said, I think I'm gonna just shut that down, shut this podcast down. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of this podcast. If you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, just follow the Instagram account and just DM it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm getting more consistent with these. I will be consistent with these. I try to be consistent because consistency is a rare trait, and I like the word rare. I'm not trying to be something I'm not, but maybe I am. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't even know who I am. Thank you. Say it.
Hard Body Guarantee Productions.